I give the floor to the representative of Brazil.
Thank you, Madam President. Let me join previous speakers in expressing our sympathy and solidarity to the Turkish people and government for the tragic loss of lives caused by the earthquake that hit eastern Turkey, and to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the passing of Prince Sultan bin Abdulaziz. I thank Undersecretary General Lynn Pascoe for his briefing. I also thank the permanent representative of Israel and the permanent observer of Palestine for their statements. It is not often that we can, at these regular briefings, welcome positive developments on the Israeli-Palestinian issue. So let me begin by welcoming the exchange of prisoners and the orderly manner in which the agreement that made it possible was implemented. We hope this positive development can be translated into further cooperation, in particular concerning the situation in Gaza. Fully lifting the blockade without prejudice to the legitimate Israeli security concerns is vital to allow for life to go back to normal and reconstruction to take place. Madam President, Brazil believes that the time has come for Palestine to be fully represented at the United Nations. We hope the Council can take a decision on the Palestinian application very soon. The ultimate demonstration that Palestine is a peace-loving state is precisely the decision to turn to international law and to the United Nations to realize its legitimate right to self-determination. The recognition of the Palestinian people's legitimate right to sovereignty and self-determination increases the possibility of peace between Israel and Palestine. While supporting the Palestinian aspiration, Brazil remains convinced that a negotiating process in which Israel's legitimate concern for security are duly taken into account is the way to achieve lasting peace. Negotiations, however, must be meaningful and minimally balanced. International recognition of the Palestinian state and its admission to the UN as a full member can help reduce the asymmetry that presently characterizes relations between the parties. No sustainable agreement can be reached if one side is too weak and is constantly undermined by the actions of the other on the ground. In this regard, the announcements of new settlements in occupied East Jerusalem are not only against international law, but also detrimental to the prospects for resuming negotiations. Coming just days after the Quartet called for the resumption of negotiations on the basis of the Security Council resolutions and the obligations under the roadmap, they downgrade our hopes and contradict Israeli proclaimed disposition to negotiate a viable peace. The continuation of settlement activity in the occupied Palestinian territories destroys the very feasibility of a two-state solution. It is not reasonable to expect that the Palestinians keep negotiating, as the reality on the ground is being deeply, and some fear irreversibly, altered. This is particularly worrisome in East Jerusalem and in small and medium settlements deep into the West Bank. In the current circumstances, therefore, strong political commitment is needed for the peace process to advance. This includes putting a halt and reversing settlement activity. The Quartet must impress upon the parties the need to abide by the steps and time frame contained in the September 23rd statement. Given the link many countries see between the deliberations in the Council on the Palestinian request for membership and the Quartet's efforts towards the resumption of peace negotiations, it is important that the Council be briefed by the Quartet on progress made or the lack thereof. Madam President, as Brazil's Foreign Minister, Antônio Patriota, stated in our debate on preventive diplomacy last September, and I quote, "It behooves the Security Council to find solutions that can both resolve the challenges posed by specific situations of crisis and, at the same time, strengthen the multilateral system itself." End of quote. The wave of change that has swept the Middle East and Northern Africa lends an even greater sense of urgency to the legitimate aspirations of the Palestinian people for a state of their own. On this pressing issue, perhaps one of the single most important issues regarding international peace and security today, this Council must also be on the right side of history. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Brazil for her statement.